This is obviously what's the word I'm looking for?
Respite
destination.
Resort destination.
Resort destination.
Is that where you're going?
Goodness.
Right,
yeah.
Hey, so you're considering a move to North Idaho and you want to know the things that they don't tell you when you're thinking about moving there. Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about the things they don't tell you. All right, let's jump in. Hey guys, our team gets calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you trying to learn more about North Idaho. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of our latest content. And if you're looking to move right now or 12 months from now, give us a holler. We'd love to get you started on that move.
All right, things they don't tell you before you move to North Idaho. Number one is winter weather challenges. So maybe you've heard this before, but I think a lot of people that come up here that are not ready for the winter can really have a hard time. So one of the biggest things that we deal with is the fact that we do have a lot of snow, but the biggest thing about the winter is the fact that it is cloudy for a long time. Seasonal affective disorder, a lot of ladies suffer from it. Guys suffer from it, but it's something to be concerned about because you don't get a lot of sunlight in the winter.
Yeah, obviously you have the challenges that come along with snowfall, right? We should touch on that a little bit too. So you are going to need a snowblower. You're going to need a snow shovel. And you're going to need one of those brushes you buy at Costco to brush the snow off your car. Unless your car is a garage queen like Dave's, then maybe it gets to park inside.
And you got to keep your garage clean too. That's a pain in the butt. Have muck boots. Be ready for it. The town doesn't shut down, but there are challenges with it. Drive slow. It's going to take you longer to get places. If we have a heavy storm, that is probably the number one natural disaster that we could really face up here is a really heavy snowstorm. So be prepared for that. It's not outside of the realm of possibility. Schools don't shut down that often, but when they do, it's because there's a lot of snow.
And one more thing to take into account, when we do have some of those heavy snowstorms, occasionally we'll lose power up here. So having a generator or having a whole home backup generator, those options are fantastic. If you move into a new home up here that we sell you, then we'll always recommend putting something like that in there. And sometimes it's as easy as having an electrician wire in a transfer switch onto your panel. So you can then plug in your mobile generator that you already have, and you're good to go when the power goes out. All right, number two thing that they don't tell you, limited urban amenities. That was actually a mouthful. That was hard to say. If you're coming from a bigger city, you're going to notice that it's a small town feel here, and we like it that way, by the way. So let's not change that if we can. But you're not going to have all the fancy stores that you might have in some of these bigger cities that you might be moving from. So just keep that in mind. But like we tell everyone, if you come here, shop local, you show up to our office with a Starbucks cup in your hand, you're gonna have a problem.
We'll pour it out for you. Yeah, that's really important. If you're into like malls and high-end shopping, it really doesn't exist up here. There's a limited amount over in Spokane, but then you have to go to Spokane. Do shop local. You're going to order a lot of stuff online. You're going to realize that if you're coming from Southern California or Texas or somewhere like that, you're not going to have it.
Honestly, we moved up here and we were like, oh, we'll go to Spokane for this or that. And I never go to Spokane. The first time you drive downtown in Spokane, you find yourself in an episode of The Walking Dead, you'll be like, I'm good. I'll order it online or I'll find it local.
Number three things they don't tell you about North Idaho is you will have wildlife encounters. You will get mauled by a grizzly bear.
100%.
Potentially. But more realistically, you will run into a lot of wildlife. The biggest impact that we have, you got to be safe driving. People hit deer and elk all the time out here. It is a daily occurrence. It is something that you need to be prepped for because, that's a big deal, especially around dawn and dusk. You're going to have animals out walking on the road. You have to be careful driving around. If you're going to go in the wilderness, G9 ammo with a nice 10 millimeter, have something to keep you safe because we do have mountain lions, bears, elk, wolves. Dude, there's a plethora of them.
That's why I carry a gun with 15 round capacity for the wolves, just in case. There are like 2,200 wolves in the state of Idaho. So you won't see them very often, but they're here and they're the big ones too. So definitely something to keep in mind. I always have my 10 milli when I'm out in the woods. Bear spray's cool.
I don't want to get that close to a bear.
Nah, no chance, right? Yeah, I prefer to have got both options. That's great too. But hey, the number one thing that really got me down here. So if you're downtown like Sanders Beach and you're walking there with your lady, that Tom Turkey will steal your woman. So watch out. He got the big, beautiful feathers. There are a crap ton of turkeys up here for whatever reason, and in town too. So you'll see them everywhere. So they're kind of fun. Nothing to be scared of there, unless you don't want them taking your lady. All right, number 4 thing they don't tell you: the locals will hate you when you move here.
Not really, but there is a lot of pride in North Idaho, and it is a different culture, and they don't tolerate like they do in a lot of other places. If you want to make some enemies, throw some trash on the ground in North Idaho, because it's not going to be tolerated. So something to just keep in mind, the community dynamics, people want you to be able to come here. This is obviously what's the word I'm looking for?
Respite?
Destination.
Resort destination?
Resort destination.
Is that where you're going?
Goodness.
Right.
Yeah. And so we get a lot of people, and we appreciate it because that helps our economy move. But we want people to take care of it. And a lot of times you can tell when people are not from here.
Yeah, 100%. And, you may get flipped off once or twice driving around with your out-of-state plates. It does happen. Never happened to me, but I've heard of it happening. Just roll with it, smile and wave. That's all you can do. But really, for the most part, most of the people you meet here are wonderful people. Even if they've grown up here, they're awesome people. So don't be worried about that. There are assholes everywhere out there, right? So not just in North Idaho. So you'll have a great time if you come here and you try to integrate yourself into the community and become a part of what this place is, because it's pretty dang amazing.
The 5th thing they don't tell you about moving to North Idaho is there is a limited job market. So this place swells and almost doubles in size in the summer. It's a recreation paradise. We have a ton of communities up here, especially high-end communities where a lot of people pour themselves up here. They come up here for their Airbnbs, their rentals, their vacation homes, and they spend the summer up here. We get a lot of people for that. In the summer, finding a job is easy. Everything is booming, but because it is a destination location, in the winter, it can be hard. If you're looking for a full-time job, a lot of people up here are remote. There's really not a huge job market up here. It is growing. We've talked about this before, is that if you have a trade or blue collar and you have a skill, that's a great way to get a job up here. But outside of that, once the summer leaves, job market can get kind of limited.
Yeah, 100%. And we do get quite a few people moving up here with that juicy CalPERS retirement. You know who you are. And that's great and all. But if you're not one of those people, it is important to find work up here. As Dave mentioned, hospitality's huge. Wages aren't the best. If you come up here and you're get it and become a first responder, law enforcement, fire, whatever, you know what? The wages don't match up more than likely from where you're coming from. However, the trade-off is it's a much better quality of life. So it's worth it to a lot of people to come up here, and you can still do the dang job you signed up for. You can still be a cop and arrest people in Idaho. How cool is that? So keep that in mind. There's manufacturing up here as well. Over in Post Falls, that's kind of a hub for that. And some people move up here and then work over the border in Washington because wages are higher over there. So it is a limited job market. That's something they don't tell you.
All right. From our team here at Your North Idaho Agent, we appreciate you watching. Do us a favor. Once again, if you don't follow us, please click and subscribe. Stay up to date. We appreciate you. And once again, if you're looking to move up here in now or 12 months from now, give us a call. We'd love to get the conversation started. Have a great day.